Recording. Yeah, okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do mechanical cal, right? So we're going to start it. We're going to hit the calibration here, and it's going to come up. And so you want to have the standard settings, the 70 hertz, the I'm sorry, 7 microvolts per millimeter, 70 hertz and 1 hertz when you calibrate. So once it comes back to baseline, you just run a few seconds, like I said 10 seconds, but just a few seconds at baseline. Then to shut it off, you shut off the calibration, and then we're going to go to BioCal. I thought I made a RefCal, but oh yeah, this is BioRefCal. So it's not FP102. We're going to just refer each one on the scalp to the reference electrode, okay? And then I'm going to do the impedance check. Okay, everything's good. So this is going to be your next step. You're going to do the impedance check in the BioRef. Okay, so everything looks good. Well, I got lucky. And then we're going to go right into the bipolar montage. Okay, so you can go ahead and close your eyes. Okay. Okay, so at the beginning of the test, you're gonna put eyes closed, awake, and then supine. All right. So supine, when they're supine, that just means their head is straight. If their head is to the right or something, you could just put supine, head right or head left. Okay. So at the beginning of the test, you want to check for reactivity. So that's the next thing you're going to do. You're going to say, open your eyes. Okay, so we're going to click open your eyes. So okay, and close your eyes. Okay, so now the alpha comes back. So you see it disappearing when she closed her eyes. So we're just basically checking for reactivity. And open your eyes one more time. So I typically do this twice at the beginning of the test, and close your eyes. Okay, so that's your next step. Now the next thing I want you to do is I want you to just ask a few questions to alert them, okay? So tell me your name.
Saida.
Okay, so she said, I asked her a name response. Do you know the date today?
February 1st.
Okay, what year is it?
2022.
Okay, so now if they were drowsy, this is the way you get them alerted, and so I want you to do this next. I want at the beginning, just to make sure we can see the fastest alpha rhythm, which she's wide awake at this point. You can see there's no slowing. She's got really nice tight alpha on both sides. Okay, which city are we in?
San Diego.
Okay, good. Who's the president of the United States?
Biden.
Okay. What state do we live in?
California.
Okay. So here I'm just kind of typing in the responses. Okay, what's 1 plus 2?
3.
Okay, good. And 3 plus 4?
7.
All right. How about 100 minus 3?
97.
Okay, so that's the next thing I want you to demonstrate. So you can just ask them a few questions like that, okay? So now what I want you to do is I want you to record seven minutes on each montage. Okay, that'll be 20 minutes. So basically, when you record a standard EEG, you need 20 minutes of EEG without HV and photic. So it's 20 minutes of resting. So I just do around 7 minutes on each montage. So let's see. So the montage, it says right there, montage, how long I've been on this montage. It says 3 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. So during let's see, brief alerting. Okay, so I want you to blink. Go ahead and blink. Okay, close your eyes. Okay, so each montage, I just want you to have them blink, or if you see a blink, I just want you to label it, okay, as the eye movement. Go ahead and move your head a little bit to the left and to the right, okay. Okay, that's good. So I want you to, and I also want you to annotate head movement and eye movement on each montage, okay? All right, so that's the first, that we did that on the first montage. And then I want you, at sometime during the recording, I want you to turn the LLF down for 30 seconds and then back to the 1, and then I want you to turn it up for 30 seconds, okay? Just to show me you know how to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the low frequency filter to 0.53, okay? So here it marks it, okay? So if it marks it for you, you don't have to mark it, okay? But I like to do it anyway because a lot of times the doctors don't. So I put LF down to 0.53 hertz. So I want you to, if it doesn't show it, like the Natus doesn't show it, so when you turn it down on the EEG, make sure you notate it on there, okay? So I want you to notate it, okay? So we'll just run that for 30 seconds. Each page is like how many seconds? About 8, about almost 15 seconds, so that's good. So now we're going to go back to 1 hertz. So LLF back to 1 hertz. Okay. And then I want you to go up on your high frequency filter to 1.6 hertz for 30 seconds. Okay. So LFF up to 1.6 hertz. What? Yeah. Yeah, that's a high frequency. And that's a low frequency. You can talk if you want. Oh, it's your mascot, you know. Okay. Okay. So I want you to turn it up for 30 seconds, and then just go back to 1 again, the standard setting. So I'm just going to be LFF back to 1 hertz. Okay. So let's see how far along. We're at 6 minutes on this montage. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait, and we'll go to the transverse montage. Okay. So this is exactly what you're going to be doing for your 4 recordings and for your practical. Okay. This better be recording. I recorded something at home. It took me about 30 minutes, and I looked at it and it wasn't recording. I have to do it all over again. So I'll post this online. You guys can look at it, and then I'll actually post the protocol too in like a document form. So okay, so we're at 7 minutes. So I'm going to go use my pre-programmed and go to the transverse. So eyes closed, okay. She's awake and supine. Okay, so now at the beginning of each, no, we don't have to do eyes open, eyes closed at the beginning of each montage, okay. Okay, so now the montage restarts, it restarts when I change it. So let's see here. Okay, so let's go ahead. I just want you to turn on this for the high frequency filter. I just want you to turn it down. You don't have to turn it up. Just turn it down, because it's usually used, the high filter, to lower the amplitude of muscle. So she does have a little muscle. So let's go ahead and turn the high frequency filter down to 35 hertz. HFF down to 35 hertz. Okay, so I want you to do that for about 30 seconds. Well, you have a nice slow heartbeat. Look at that thing. Do you exercise a lot?
I try to.
Do you? Okay, so that's about 30 seconds, so we're going to turn it back. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just going to type in here HFF back to 70 hertz. Okay, so that's another thing you want to do. You can do it on any time in the recording. I don't care when you do it. So when I look at it, I'm just going to look for your notes and stuff. Okay, and then lastly, I want you to turn the sensitivity up to 5 microvolts and then down to 10 microvolts. Okay. Okay, so just for 30 seconds. So we're gonna actually increase. Well, we're gonna go down in the setting, but it's actually like increasing. I know we're all screwed up on that, but okay. So sensitivity to 5 microvolts per millimeter. Okay, so you can see how the amplitude of the it increased, especially in the back. You can see it's a little higher amplitude now. So we're just now every millimeter is five microvolts, represents 5 microvolts of activity, opposed to when it was at 7, every millimeter represents 7 microvolts of activity, right? And so here I'm gonna, each montage I want you to document some eye movement, and there, just once on the graph. Move your head to the left, to the right, okay. Good, that's good. And then document some head movement. Okay, so I'm going to switch this back to 7. Okay. Okay, sensitivity back to 7. Set it back to 7 microvolts per millimeter. Okay, and then I want you to go down to 10. So now each millimeter of deflection is going to represent 10 microvolts, and you can see it'll get lower amplitude now. Sensitivity down to 10 microvolts per millimeter. So you're going to see that the background activity is going to be a little lower amplitude now. Okay, open, yeah, see right there. You can see it's a little bit lower. So, and run that for 30 seconds. So when you do those filters, then you're done, okay? So I'll give you something to do during the EEG too, instead of sitting there looking at it. All the while, though, I should be kind of looking at her, but since I'm describing this, but I'd probably be sitting like right here, and kind of just looking at her like this. And it's really nice if you can get the screen like right on the side, so all you have to do is move your eyeballs like that, back and forth. So we are at about 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Okay, so then we're going to move this back to 7. Sensitivity back to 7 microvolts per millimeter. Okay, so now I'm done. Now you'll be done with all your filter changes and your sensitivity changes. So what now basically, what all you have to do now is just kind of like observe her. If you see any movements or anything, or if she starts to fall asleep, you could say drowsy. Like if the background drops out and you start seeing that theta activity, then you can just document on there while you're just sitting here waiting for the next montage. Okay. So yeah, so I would be like just sitting here looking at her, and just like, if something comes up, if I want to stay busy, I could just like click on there and put eye movement. She has some muscle in her temporal areas. Can you open your mouth a little bit and relax your jaw? She's a little tense in the temporal areas. So if you ask them, you can put ask to open mouth slightly. Okay, so, so now they'll open. I made a misspelling there. To reduce muscle. Didn't help all that much, maybe a little bit. So here she kind of clenched her jaw a little bit. Did you just tighten your jaw again?
Yeah.
Okay. jaw, clenching. Okay, open your mouth slightly and relax your jaw. Okay, so it's a little better, but not a lot. She's just a little tense and around her temporal areas. Ask to open mouth again. Slightly again. So you can get into your own annotations. You can annotate as much as you want. Oh, we're past 7, so we're going to go to our referential. Again, so at the beginning, you want to put each time you change the montage, eyes closed, awake, their state of consciousness, awake, supine, okay? So we pretty much finished everything in all the requirements that I have for you. But again, if you want to, each montage, you can document a couple eye movements if you want. You don't have to do it on every one because they pretty much know it's eye movement, but it's nice to just put it on there just in case. Like sometimes the patients request the EEGs. And they'll probably open it up at home and look at it or something. Or their doctor might not be all that good of an interpreter, I don't know. But we don't have eyelids on this one, it looks like. Huh. That's all right. She's got a really nice symmetrical EEG. Can you tell, like when you compare the sides, look how nice and symmetrical they are. You're comparing this channel to that channel. It's pretty nice. She's got a really fasty alpha rhythm. She's probably at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, she's like at 11, 12 hertz, which is above the mean, right? The mean's like 10, so she's really fast. So the last two things I'm going to have you do is HV and photic stimulation, okay? So to do that, we'll go back to the bipolar one. Then you record about a minute, 1 or 2 minutes, and then you can just go right into HV, and then just have them do that. So when I'm at about 5 minutes, I'm going to start explaining the procedure to her, and then I'll switch the montage after 7 minutes, and then I'll record another minute or 2 at the beginning. So when you go back if you ever go back to do the HV and photic, you don't want to start it right when you start the montage. You want to record a minute or 2 and then start it. You don't want to start right away. Just have the reader get acclimated to the montage for a few pages. So if you record this in class on your classmates, this will be just like recording one in the lab, So it'll be a full-length EEG. This is what you'll be doing if you do a routine EEG anywhere, like an inpatient or outpatient. So we can actually count this as part of your, your ABRET exams. Okay, just a couple more minutes. Muscle is not so bad now. Here it's just a little bit. If I were to turn on a filter, that probably would go away, most of it. But when you have just little bits of muscle like that, you don't have to use your high frequency filter, because the doctor can basically read through that. It's not really that bad. If it gets really high amplitude and it's just kind of blocking things, then you can turn it down to 35 hertz. Let's see. So if you count like 6 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and then you multiply by 10, that gives you a rough estimate of what their heart rate is, or what her heart rate is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's somewhere between, she's about 50 beats per second, or per minute. Pretty slow. It's got a really slow, relaxed heartbeat. Okay, so in about 3-4 minutes here, I'm gonna have you take some deep breaths in and out through your mouth, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what I want you, when I tell you to begin, I want you to breathe. I just want you to kind of breathe like this, kind of, and you kind of demonstrate for me. I always demonstrate. I have them open their eyes. So I'll be over here and I'll be just like eyes open. Oops. So what I want you to do is I just want you to go like this. When I keep your eyes closed, I just want you to go. Okay, kind of like that, all right? Now you have to do that for 3 minutes in a row, so by the time you're finished, you'll probably be a little lightheaded and dizzy, okay? You also may feel like you're you're getting a little chilled, and you may feel some tingling in your hands and feet and around your mouth, okay? So if you get any of those symptoms, it's probably just a normal response to breathing in and out real deep and fast like that, okay? So I'll as we go along, I'll let you know how long you have to go into the test, or how long you have to breathe, because it seems like kind of a long time when you're breathing deep and fast like that, 3 minutes. So I kind of give them that, kind of explain it that way to them. Okay, so it'll be about a couple minutes, and I'll have you start. I'll just kind of alert you every minute. Okay, so at 1 minute, I'll tell you 1 minute down, 2 minutes, and then 3 minutes we'll stop. So you'll get your own routine down, but that's kind of how I explain it to them. Okay, so we're almost at 7, so we'll wait till 7. Then we're going to go back to the bipolar. Okay, bipolar. Okay, so eyes closed at the beginning of each montage. Eyes closed, awake, supine. So I'm going to wait for about at least a minute. A minute's probably good enough. So we'll just wait a minute, and then we'll start the HV. Okay, we're going to start here pretty shortly, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, do you want to breathe into your mask, or?
That's fine.
Okay, you don't have to go so fast. You can just do it a little bit.
Go now, or?
I'll tell you when.
Okay.
Almost there. Yeah, so you want to get a good minute in. Are you taping this too? Got a double.
Is yours recording?
Huh?
Is it recording?
Yeah. Yeah, it better be. Yeah, when it turns square, like a square like that means it's recording. I know, it doesn't show anywhere where the time is collecting, huh? Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the HV is right here. Go ahead. Okay, so now the wheel comes on, right? So now you watch them and just see, how good of a job they're doing. So they should be breathing like 3 to 4 times every 10 seconds. So I can already tell she's doing probably that, at least that. Now you don't want them to pant, though. Panting actually doesn't do the trick. You want to have them take deep and slow breaths, not like that. Kind of like what she's doing. Okay, so 30. She's got 1, 2, 3. So she's taking about 3 breaths every 10 seconds. Pretty good. Now again, adults, about 90% of adults, you're not going to see any, build up or synchronous activity. But on kids, and young kids and little older kids, they're going to have a lot of slowing. Okay, that's 1 minute down. You have 2 to go. Doing okay? Okay. All right. So she nodded her head here, so I'm just gonna put head movement. Looks like little spiky little waveforms there, but she actually just nodded. Or you could put nod there to question or something like that. Okay, you have a minute and a half to go. Okay, so you can see she's got some head movement here and O2 with each breath. So I'm just going to put, movement at O2 with inhalations. Or exhalations, doesn't matter. They'll know, because they'll know that it's kind of rhythmic like that. But you have less than a minute. Actually, it's exhalation, but it's okay. You can see how every time she breathes, and that's okay. If I went over there and adjusted the towel roll, it would probably go away, but it's okay. Once she stops, it'll probably stop. Again, I'm just going to remind them, movement at O2 with rest by aerations, just so they know. Okay, 15 seconds, almost done. You're doing great. That's a really good job hyperventilating. Okay, stop. Breathe like you normally would. Good. Okay, that was really good. So, and you can see the baseline kind of returns. Now she's not breathing real deep. Okay, and then while that's doing the post HV, you can just get the photic stimulator. Oops. Set up. Ooh, almost whacked you in the head. You gotta watch that. You gotta really watch that. I've done that before. Hit people in the head. Yeah, I know. I know, right? Okay, on the last part of the test, I'm going to flash a light upon your face, okay? So basically, you just keep your eyes closed, and I'm going to start a light flashing, and then while it's flashing, I'm going to ask you to open and close your eyes, okay? And when you open your eyes, you don't have to look directly into the light. It tends to be a little bright. So you can look kind of under the light, like right here, okay? But with your eyes closed, you're probably going to see a bunch of different colors and designs and like geometrical shapes. But that's probably normal. Okay, close your eyes. Also every time it restarts, the flashing starts again. You'll notice that the flashes get a little faster. Okay. All right. So all you have to do is just kind of keep your eyes closed, and I'll let you know when to open them. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go to photic, and on this program it has. Okay. We'll just use the standard one. Okay. Here we go. Okay, open your eyes and close your eyes. Okay, and you just put open eyes, those eyes closed. Okay, good. This thing you can actually reduce it a little bit. Okay, so I typically let it run a few seconds, like 3-4 seconds, and then open your eyes and close your eyes. Open your eyes and close your eyes. There's a little bit of driving back there. You can see the alpha rhythm starting to break up a little and have these little trains. It's not really. Open your eyes. Do you guys remember when it drives best? Close your eyes.
Eyes closed, right?
It drives best at their alpha frequency, closest to their alpha frequency. It kind of links into that. Here you can see there's a little bit of driving there. Okay, open your eyes and close your eyes. Okay, so you can see her frequency is like at 12 hertz. And look at this is 13 hertz. See how how nice it drives? So you're going to notice that the driving response will be really nice around their alpha frequency. And here she's driving again. It's a little faster. Open your eyes and close your eyes.
Does everyone get driving?
What?
Does everyone get driving?
No, not always. Open your eyes and close your eyes. Yeah, driving, if there's no driving, it's not abnormal. Okay, I think we just have I think that might be it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. All right, you can go ahead and just keep your eyes closed. We're almost done. Okay, so lastly, at the end of the test, you just have them open and close their eyes a couple of times, and then we'll do the bioref cal with the impedance check again, and then the mechanical cal, and that'll be it. Okay, open your eyes and close your eyes. So we're at about 31 minutes. Okay, open your eyes. So a good standard EEG is about 30 minutes long. And close your eyes. Okay, so we're just checking for reactivity, which it does. Okay, so I usually run about 1 to 2 minutes at the end after the if I do the activations procedures at the end. The lab at Sharp does them at the beginning, so you get them out of the way right away. Okay, so now lastly, I'm going to go to the bioreference cal, and then I'm going to check the impedances again on this. Just run this about 10 seconds and then check the impedances. Okay, they all look pretty good. They're all down. And then lastly, just calibrate out. Just click the cal button and just make sure you have them on your standard settings. The notch should always be off when you start your EEG recording, okay? Because the reason is if there's any 60 cycle, it'll get rid of it. So if you have a bad electrode, you won't know, you know. Okay, and then you just stop it, and that'll be it, okay? So that's really, you guys are going to be recording like 4 of these, and then you'll be tested at the end. Okay? All right.